She didn't want to come to this house, but her husband insisted. A few months of peace and rest, he said, would be the cure. No writing, no visitors, no stress, just silence and healing. She had just had a baby, but something wasn't right. She was anxious. She was overwhelmed. She was slipping. Her husband, John, was a doctor. He said she was just nervous, called it temporary hysteria, a diagnosis given to countless women who dared feel anything after childbirth. So he rented a remote mansion and locked her away in a former nursery on the top floor, a large, airy room with barred windows and yellow wallpaper. Not soft yellow, sick yellow. The color of decay, she called it. The pattern, distorted, twisting, bulging, like something alive. At first she hated the wallpaper, then she began to study it, then she began to see things in it. She wasn't allowed to write, but she kept a secret journal. She wrote of her boredom, her despair, and her growing obsession with the wallpaper. She started to believe there was a woman trapped inside it, a shadow creeping behind the patterns, trying to escape. John dismissed her fears. He told her to nap more, to eat more, to rest. But her mind was no longer resting. At night, she would see the woman shaking the bars of the wallpaper, crawling, clawing, trying to get out. And during the day, she saw her creeping around the garden, behind the trees, always in shadows. The woman in the wallpaper was not imaginary. She was a reflection. Alone in the room, the narrator began to tear at the wallpaper, bit by bit, strip by strip, to free the woman inside, to free herself. On the final day, she locked the door. She tore down every last piece, and then she crawled, around and around the room, following the grooves in the floor, over and over. "I've got out at last," she whispered, "and I've pulled off most of the paper, so you can't put me back." When John finally opened the door, he saw his wife crawling along the wall. Eyes wide, her mind, he fainted. She kept crawling right over his body. This wasn't a ghost story. It was something far more terrifying. A woman who wasn't listened to, who wasn't allowed to speak or write or feel. So she disappeared into the wallpaper.